no idea little song. Just kind
They,
of.
they fit your voice. It's gonna sound good.
Hi, how are you doing? That's a good color. Oh, thanks. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, mother-in-law's home and on the mend.
Good.
We're back home and on the mend. Good to see you.
Where'd you guys pick him up?
No, we tried. They were over in Wyoming. Oh, we drove over there. We came back to 11 to drive them home with the motorhead. And we wow. The road and they got all the so going out of his car accident. Yeah.
Yeah.
After he'd been, guess we waited thinking this so get some medicine. So we went in on Monday night.
Yeah, my mom's.
I think so.
So I need, feel like I need to be over there. So you'll kind of to her. Good morning. Carla, you must be Eric's mom.
I am Shirley.
Hi, Eric. Yeah, nice to see you again. Do you need coffee or anything? Or you good?
I'm good.
Thanks.
I had ready.
Sit right up here, ma'am.
Right here.
Is this okay? Kind of bad, stuff in his chairs. Yeah, yeah, so you can hold it like.
Sure. What are you doing? Really sad.
And then. We're going to get a little bit of music before we get started. And you're in for a rare treat.
As the name implies, impromptus, we picked these tunes about 20 minutes ago. No, it's not 45 minutes ago. All right, ready, 2, 3. But what you think you say, got to stay up, walk out on me. And be honest, and I'll sing you a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key. Oh, you're proud of the help from everybody. Friends, I'm gonna try to go help from my friends. But if you want to do it, I love the way that's the world we could be. How do I feel again? Because you are. Oh, I get proud from my friends. Then I get how we feel now from my friends. Oh, I'm gonna try to help from my friends. You it's somebody's love. I want somebody's love. You believe in love for some certain that it happens all the time. What the people say when you turn out the light, I can tell you I have to always smile. Oh, I get by now for my friends. And I we can live for my friends. Oh, I'll try to live for my friends. Just need somebody to love. I want somebody to love. And oh, I get by from my friend. And I feel love from my friends. Oh, I'm gonna try to get love from my friend.
Thank you so much. You just so lucky to have this for here, like Carolyn Day. Mike is not on the mic. Your mic's not on. Cashier, is that better?
Maybe.
James is. Why is it? Because I'm the husband's daughter is Simpsons.
Ma'am. Morning, Cheryl. Let's try.
I think it's working this time. Understand. Thank you to these four wonderful musicians. Just so grateful to have you here. I'd like to welcome you here to the Glen Hills Spiritual Center for Peace. Thank each of you for joining us this morning for Sunday celebration. And we do have several new faces. Eric brought his mother Shirley, and we have Kim with us today. Would you like to raise your hands? Welcome and thank you for coming. And if you're not on our email list, we have a sign up sheet back there. And I know Kim did sign up, and Eric, I think you're signed up, so you probably know all about our services here. I asked Marco if you would like to do the intention for us today. Either way, if you'd silence yourself, we'd appreciate it.
Will it work? So the intention for today is gratitude. Be thankful for everything. No matter what life throws at you, good, bad, happy, sad. We have sunshine. Until the sunshine comes a little rain. We need the rain. So again, just practice gratitude.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, let's see what God has done. Let's see, it's David. Can't you see what God has done?
Rain.
Yeah, down, let's see them one by one.
Four-leggeds.
Woo! You see what God has done.
Friends.
See them one by one.
That amazing meditation this morning.
You see what God has done.
I'm blessed to have this family.
You see them one by one.
Maria,
46 years in education, retiring this Thursday, and looking forward to spending time with friends and family.
God has done.
Lori,
The power that watches over us when we drive. I've been doing a lot of driving lately and had to drive home through deer country, let's just say. Not bear country, deer country. And they were right alongside the road eating because that's where the grass is the greenest. And I just kept saying, just take me home, take me home. So I'm very grateful because I arrived home safely and so did my car.
Mike,
The healing properties of music.
Yeah. 60 if we can.
I am blessed because my granddaughter walked for her formal graduation yesterday for college, so that was a big moment for her.
60.
Got one. So we did some traveling too, and Lori, we were with you. Thankful, grateful for the safe return, no incidents.
60 for God is done.
One more, just an amazing session on Friday with my horses and a couple of amazing healers who are one of whom is sitting right here.
Yeah. 60.
Anyone else? Thank you all so much.
God has done.
The Black Hills Spiritual Center for Peace is an inclusive, heart-centered community that embraces, inspires, and unites all ages, cultures, and spiritual beliefs by fostering fellowship, growth, and unified commitment to peace, love, and harmony in a safe and sacred space. Feel good kindness, authenticity, transformation. Now I have asked Judy if she'd do our inspired reading for this party.
Love it.
Always the show off, sorry. So I picked up this book this morning, it's over in the basket over there called The Peace Book. And it's different writings from the greatest minds of all time. And there's two, and they're very short, which I love. So I have two that I'm going to share with you this morning. One from St. Francis of Assisi. While you are proclaiming peace with your lips, be careful to have it even more fully in your heart. And the other one is from Eleanor Roosevelt. It isn't enough to talk about peace. One must believe in it, and it isn't enough to believe in it. One must work it.
Thank you so much, Judy.
You saw? Some of it found in our lives. We all have pain. We all have sorrow. If we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. The only thing you're strong, now it's over. How to get beyond. Somebody strong. Yes, I can see. It's up there. And for that you want. Just call on me, brother. When you need a hand, you don't need somebody. No, just right. I believe that you don't need somebody. Don't need somebody. Please, oh, wait on me. Oh, that's all. Oh, friend. How you carry on? Somebody's in need. Just call on a brother when you need a hand. Oh, somebody. It's a problem that you understand. You need somebody. Yeah. So, yeah, that you can care. No, I'll share your love. If you just come to me. Oh, yes, Norma.
Out each and every week here, how blessed we are. And it gives me great pleasure this morning to introduce our presenter. Someone that you know and those that are new are going to know him. This is our music director here. And Brandon has many years of experience. He also has a room over here where he gives voice and music lessons. If you know anybody that's interested. And he recently is working on his doctorate. He recently was just hired.
Oh, I'll get there. I'll get
The
there.
music.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's funny as I was thinking about this, as like a church musician, I feel like I've been to church more times than I haven't in my entire life on Sundays. So I've got to like listen to people do these talks, and I've never done one. So I figured, what the heck, today could be the day that we start doing these. And it's also funny. I've got a little PTSD. One of my professors, his name was Dr. Kramer, and so the way that he would evaluate you and grade your presentation, he'd hand out a bingo sheet, and if you got a bingo, you lost a letter grade. And it was like, if you don't have a laser pointer, if you get off your script, if you can't answer questions. And so today, I'm just kind of setting all of that aside. All right, and of course, I wrote it out just because that helps with some of the words. And hold on, switch this microphone for another second. But good morning, everyone. The title of my talk is The Chapter That Made You. My name is Brandon Sterling, and I am the music director here at the Black Hills Spiritual Center for Peace. The last couple of months have been a roller coaster, but I've had a couple successes within this last week. I officially achieved my letter for doctoral candidacy and was hired by the Rapid City area schools as the choir director at Stevens High School. Thank you. Thank you. I also have another success I want to acknowledge, maybe slightly less visible than the others, but maybe the most important. This Sunday marks 2,188 days without alcohol, and tomorrow will be 6 years of maintained continued sobriety.
Yeah.
So now we did that. I was a heavy drinker, and like the stories go, I think I knew I was an alcoholic from the first drink. I started drinking when I was 14 years old and drank just about every day until I was 29 years old. For the last 5 years of it, I was physically and heavily dependent. I was at the liquor store at 8 a.m. each day, and I was drinking roughly a 1.75 liter of vodka or whiskey and a 12 pack of White Claw to wash it all down. And the crazy thing is, at that time, that somehow felt normal to me. Addiction shrinks your world slowly. You adapt to things that should terrify you. Your standards change, your body changes, your sense of self changes. And the whole time I was using, I knew that I was disappearing. And yet somehow, here I am. I went to rehab in Colorado, and for some reason, it stuck. AA wasn't pushed on us there, and I've actually never been to an AA meeting. What happened instead was that I hit a point where I understood I could not continue living the way I was living. And honestly, I cannot even recognize the person I used to be. Before sobriety, my life was a party. I got to do things people dream about. I traveled the world, I performed on cruise ships, I played, arranged, and composed music professionally. And from the outside, it probably looked pretty exciting. But internally, I was deeply hurting. I've also had 5 heart surgeries in my adult life just to get my heart to beat normally. I was born with a condition called Wolff Parkinson White syndrome, or WPW, which creates accessory electrical pathways in the heart and interrupts normal sinus. The difficult thing about it was that the episodes were unpredictable, and when I was little, by the time we would get to the doctor, I would be back in normal sinus. It's a strange thing as a child to know something is wrong inside your body while the people around you are telling you everything is okay because they can't see it happening. As a result of all this, I to this day carry a significant amount of medical trauma. After number 4 of the 5 heart surgeries, my heart began to beat normally. But I experienced a significant amount of guilt because even though my heart was finally beating normal, I still couldn't set the bottle down. And that is a hard thing to sit with. People may think that healing is linear, like, oh, you're better now. They think once the physical problem is fixed, everything else should immediately fall into place. But human beings are more complicated than that, and I'm not fixed. There are still things from my past that haunt me. I still carry things, but I'm not the person I was 6 years ago. There's this image I always come back to, a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. Inside the cocoon, the caterpillar completely dissolves. It completely breaks down before it becomes a butterfly. And that feels familiar to me. I had to completely destroy and let go of the person I was in order to build something new. And what I learned through all of it is this: the universe takes care of me. Not always in ways I understand immediately, and not always comfortably, but consistently. And I think perspective has everything to do with that. When we are inside pain, we think the moment we are in is permanent. We don't zoom out. We don't say, thank you, God, for this pain. We miss the full story and only see the chapter that we're trapped in. But perspective can change that. What feels like punishment sometimes turns out to be preparation, and sometimes destruction can turn out to be transformation. Some of the hardest seasons of my life have become the foundation on which everything meaningful is now being built. And it's like training with ankle weights. While you're carrying the weight, everything feels heavy, everything feels unfair. But over time, you adapt. You learn to move forward while carrying difficult things. You learn how to stand your ground when everything inside you says stop. And you build strength you didn't know you had. And eventually, when the weights come off, you realize you can handle things that once would have destroyed you. And that's perspective. The strange thing about suffering is that while you're in it, it feels like it's breaking you apart. But sometimes it's actually building a version of you that could not exist otherwise. And sobriety taught me that more than anything else. When I first started trying to get sober, I wasn't thinking about 6 years. I wasn't thinking about graduate school. I wasn't thinking about purpose, teaching, music, or spirituality. I was just trying to survive withdrawal until the next time I got meds. And honestly, I definitely do not recommend going straight from rehab into graduate school, but after COVID and being freshly sober, the structure probably saved me. It gave me somewhere to put my energy and gave me direction that when I didn't fully understand myself yet. And slowly, life started to open back up. Not all at once, of course, the universe seems to take its time with certain things. But little by little, opportunities started appearing where there hadn't been any before. Relationships improved, music deepened, purpose became clearer, doors started opening that I never even knew existed. And that changed the way I thought about life. I've heard it said that you have to be extremely specific when you ask the universe for something, but I also think that mystery can be beautiful. Some of the greatest things in my life are things I never knew to ask for. And I think when you're aligned with your path, something strange happens. The path begins to appear where there wasn't one before. And sometimes that's how you know you're moving in the right direction. Not because life suddenly becomes easy, but because life starts responding to you differently. That's also why I think one of my purposes now is to show people that there can be life after addiction, a real, meaningful, creative, romantic, spiritual life. Not a perfect life, but a real one. I think a lot of people secretly believe they are too broken to recover from certain things: addiction, divorce, loss, shame. But human beings are unbelievably resilient and adaptive. We are capable of rebuilding. And rebuilding doesn't always look dramatic. Most transformations are quiet. It's waking up and making one better decision, then another, and then another. And eventually, after you make enough better decisions, the life you couldn't imagine becomes normal. There are all these graduation videos floating around right now, and I caught Jacob Collier's speech to the Berkeley grads the other day. And this quote struck me: "You're only as good a musician as you are a human being." One more time. You're only as good a musician as you are a human being. I used to think greatness was purely talent, discipline, achievement, or skill. But music doesn't come from technique alone. Music and art come from experience, compassion, humility, presence, suffering, love, and awareness. People